Hello, it has definitely been a while. I've really been contemplating Apple Vision Pro, and don't get me wrong, I still love it, absolutely love it. But I wanted to be honest, and I've been having writer's block about Apple Vision Pro. I didn't want to sound like the typical YouTuber that talks about my experience or saying the same repetitive things that you guys already heard. And so I finally got a consensus of what I want to talk about, and I think I'm ready to share. Hi, my name is Elijah Conley, and this is Lessons in Technology. So, first things first, when I get into this video, I want to discuss the three things that I thought about when it comes to Apple Vision Pro. Did Apple fulfill their why, the quality of Vision Pro, and the experience of Vision Pro? I'll have chapters below so you can go to a specific one that you're really interested in. But other than that, let's get started. When it comes to the Apple way, we always see them take a tech product like the iPhone, the watch, the iPad, the Mac, and now Vision Pro. They try to make their software and their hardware a more humanized way. So when we hear the term spatial computing or spatial computer, what do we think about? We think about, doing things in mainly AR versus VR. So what is Apple's definition of Apple Vision Pro? According to CNBC, Apple states, Apple is positioning the Vision Pro as a full-on computer that could work as an alternative to your desktop or laptop instead of a device that's mainly used for entertainment. So I feel like when people are experiencing Vision Pro, I don't think they truly understand what Apple is about, because you've heard, oh, it's not very interactive. It's not very, inclusive with other people when it comes to games and entertainment. Well, due to the definition and how Apple presented Apple Vision Pro, like it says, it's based off of a workflow. It's based off of being able to broaden your horizon of how you do things with Apple tech. We see the Meta Quest Pro, we've seen the Oculus, and those types of VR headsets pertaining around entertainment, while Apple's way is to do the opposite in a way. It's more to take what Vision Pro offers, and you can use Keynote, you can watch movies, of course, you can do games, of course, but fundamentally, it's Apple's most introverted headset because you can do messages, you can do all the things that you would normally do, as what Tim Cook says, as something you can look through and not at. You don't have to have a way to just look at a screen all day and type and text, something that's in your hand and using your fingers to physically by touching a screen. This is something you can interact with Apple's software for you to do it in a way where it's more, like I said, hands-free. But I feel like when comparing the fundamental reason of the VR world and AR world is that Apple wants you to be focused on what you can do with the software that it offers, and the Meta Quest and Oculus and those other things have a different perspective. I would call those the extroverted VR headsets because you can play games. It's focused on more fun, entertainment, and not solely focused on, work or solely focused on the different things that don't pertain to entertainment. I feel like Apple's grade of accomplishing their why for making this product is definitely 10 out of 10. You can see the hardware, the software. The software is a little bit lacking, but I'll get into that more about the experience part. But I do want to say overall, the way they stepped forward into this space is very good and an A+ effort. Moving on, we're going to talk about quality. The quality of Apple Vision Pro it's so amazing, but at the same time, it's like, it's very fickle and you have to be careful, because I feel like the number one thing that I have kind of struggled with the quality is like the hand tracking. I'll deep more into my experience about the hand tracking, but For the most part, it's very good and it's very great at recognizing your eyes, and it's very great at being aware of your surroundings. And having two chips in Apple Vision Pro to just regulate everything, one specifically for computing and one specifically for managing the cameras. I mean, it's mind blowing of how everything just wraps around. And at first glance, it's like, this is real. I remember unboxing Apple Vision Pro, and if you haven't seen that just yet, I'll put it in the description below, or you can check it out at the end of the video. But I was still so amazed of how they wrapped this product that they offered to us. And at the same time, it's like, you see the detail, you see how they felt like they were ready to step into this space. Even about the headband options, the first one, which the solo loop is so, it's so soft. And I love how this is so comfortable, where it stretches and it's breathable. And then with the dual loop, even though it's not as fancy as the solo loop, it does feel great, like this is Apple quality as well. The lenses are so amazing. I mean, like 4K basically for each eye is just mind-blowing. I remember just watching environments and being able to see the different environments, and it feels so real, even though this is, fake. It's not in reality, but the way that the pixels get everything so sharp and so clear, and being able to watch videos and watch movies, and especially Mount Hood. Mount Hood, I believe, is the best environment out of all of them, because the way you're able to watch movies and how the content reflect over the water is mind-blowing. And the thing is, it's just so immersive. It's so grand on a scale where it's like, I'm glad this was my first experience into VR. Remember going through the first week, I still couldn't believe that this was real. I still couldn't believe that this was existing on my table. I still couldn't believe that I was able to have my own personal persona. Yeah, it's not the greatest, but it's in beta. And over time with software updates, it would look better and better each time. But it's just baby steps. It's baby steps. We have to let this thing grow and take time, and to really be able to be the prime of what Apple Vision Pro can be. Because I can see how, like, this thing does look futuristic. It does look like this is the future. But at the same time, I feel like people are lacking to understand that this is such a broad thing that Apple is stepping into. And sure, it may not be exactly what Apple wanted, but of course they had to make some compromises. Like, for example, about the battery pack being extended, because they had to compact everything so much in such a small form factor. And of course it's gonna be heavy because of the materials being used. They had to put it as an external thing, and everything being powered through that cord. And once things get more simple, and for them to change up things, I feel like it can get lighter in the future. And so, like I said, the quality is just amazing. I give it a 9 out of 10, so I give it an A. Overall, it's just a wonderful device. But the weird thing is, it's like, I feel like the weight also plays into a factor of what content that you're doing. And I'm glad Apple gave that option to have either the dual loop on or the solo loop on, because I feel like if you just wanted to throw it on really quick for about 10, 20, maybe 30 minutes, you don't really feel the weight as quickly as you would do if you were doing it for long term. Don't get me wrong, the solo band it's very comfortable, but I feel like since it only has the one crown to turn, it pushes on your face, and so you don't really feel it on the back end, you mainly feel it on the front end. And so with the dual loop, it's great because it helps balances that weight from the focus of the front and helps it balance on the back for the top and the side. Now, I did think Apple could have done this. I don't know if they thought about this. And yes, they don't want to have like just straps going around like on the Meta Quest. But I feel like if they could mix the solo loop quality of how the band is made with the duo loop, I think that would make the most comfortable headband to wear, because it has the quality of the softness and breathability on the top, also the bottom. I feel like if they just split it, it would be the best quality band. And I'll obviously just show you guys through the video, through editing afterwards to show you what I'm talking about, to give like a sort of concept. But yeah, just mixing those two together, I feel like if Apple can come up with that with either the next Vision Pro or sometime down the line, it would make Vision Pro quality of just top tier, with both the front end with experiencing Vision Pro and then on the back end with the headband quality as well. All right, the moment you've all been waiting for, the experience. The experience with Vision Pro has changed over time from my high of just like having the product, of why it feels so surreal. It's been so surreal to have it in my hands, to have it, you know, on my table. There are times where I've taken it out on campus and people are just blown away about what it looks like. I've let a few people try it on that I've trusted. They've told me that this is crazy, it's so good. But after some time, letting that whole emotional high calm down and realizing it's like I can play games, I can watch movies, but at the same time, I feel like I run out of things to do with Vision Pro. This is what I'm calling the long haul experience. Like I said, this is the first gen of Apple Vision Pro. And so given first gen comes with first gen problems. And that's why I feel like people should give this product some grace, because yes, Apple holds a lot of things to a high standard. And when there's quirks involved, when there's not the greatest thing happening, it does take a toll on how you think about Apple. And the thing is, just like any other product with the iPhone, the first iPhone, the first Apple Watch, the first iPad, I mean, they've been selling Macs in the past, but their first, you know, I guess regen of a first Mac to come out that's under new leadership. It's definitely something that takes time. And I wanna get through that through your heads. Like, it takes time. Give it some grace. Yes, it is over, you know, $3,000. It's $3,500 starting price. Yes, it is a lot of money to invest, but that's why I keep saying, give it time. It is a long haul experience. I believe the best cases of my experience that I've used with Vision Pro is definitely the environments. I love how I figured out as I was talking with a friend, like when you're in Mount Hood or when you're in Yosemite, you can actually hear like an echo, like you're actually there. And I was whistling and I heard the echo. I was, just making random noises and I heard the echo. When you're on the I forgot what mountain it was called, but it's basically you're on this mountainside and you just see the gorgeous view and you like say, hello, you like, hello, 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 like the echo. And I was blown away by that because it was just like, wow, that's so cool. I really wish I could add my own environments, to have the software formatted to where works for Vision Pro and I can have that same effect. But environments, definitely top tier experience when it comes to looking into those environments. Like I said before, the quality of the movies and image quality is fantastic. It has been one of the main things that I have really enjoyed, and one of my favorite movies is definitely cherished to my heart, and it is Beauty and the Beast. I always told my parents that I wish I was born younger in life. I've always told my parents I wish I was born earlier in life so I could experience watching Beauty and the Beast in theaters. I had my Vision Pro and I just remembered, let my first movie be watching Beauty and the Beast. And I pulled it up and I watched it and I was just so blown away. I feel like the inner child in me did like shed a tear because the quality in the big screen and being so immersed in that, and it brought back so many memories and how I would just watch it over and over on VHS, and being able to have this quality on a bigger screen to watch like I'm actually in a theater, it was just so amazing. And I truly just felt like I was locked in, and to understand how this is something that I feel like the world is ready for and to see. Interactive games, they have been also really cool to do. I mean, the hand tracking is a little bit fickle, and the main thing is it's like you kind of have to maybe like open your eyes a little bit more, or kind of have to kind of pinch a little hard a little times to like try to select things. But that's been fun. I mean, it fills up the space depending on what game you have. And I have like Fruit Ninja, and I have like this golfing game, and Lego building as well. And it's very cool. I like how I can be like just doing my own thing, like building things or playing golf or playing Fruit Ninja and things like that. And it's so wild how everything is just so immersive at the same time. And for the first time in forever, I really got spatial audio. Like, I really understand it now. Because when I have, like, with my AirPods and with my AirPods Max at the time, I never really understood the spatial audio part. Like, it just felt like I didn't really get it. I just always turned it off. But having spatial audio on Vision Pro makes so much sense. Like, I don't know if it's because it's the openness of Vision Pro with the speakers pointing directly towards your ear, but it's like, I feel like it does take that surroundings and measures it, and where it feels like it's like around me. And there are times where I thought my Vision Pro was being too loud because I had like, I believe about the halfway mark of the sound, and people were telling me, you know, no, it's not that loud. Or if it was too loud, like they're like, I can hear it like quality. Like overall, it's just really, really good quality of sound. And I just crystal crisp quality of sound from the speakers, and it just blew me away. Now with the quirks, these are the few things that I have worried about when using Vision Pro. And the hand tracking has been a little hard for me. Sometimes putting on Vision Pro has been a little hard just because I feel like I'm readjusting or I'm trying to fix it so it sits and I can focus. Sometimes if I'm wearing the solo loop, I feel like I have to pull apart a little bit so I can reset and enjoy what I'm doing. You have to be careful with the dark mode environments. And I feel like Apple should add a third option, which is dim mode, because the light mode is not very immersive when you're watching videos, and the whole point of being able to watch that content is better in dark mode. But at the same time, when you're watching certain content in dark mode, it seems like those bright areas in the movie, it's like a real glare, and it's like really bright for your eyes, and you kind of feel like, oh, I have to like reset my eyes because it was just so bright. So I feel like having that dim mode where it's kind of light but kind of dark can help with that glareness. But yeah, definitely with the glare is a big part when, you know, watching certain content, because like it's just going in your eyes. Okay, so I forgot to mention this as I was recording the video. And spatial videos. Spatial videos are okay. They aren't the greatest because I feel like the field of view has a major factor upon that. And so I don't know if there's a difference between recording like from my iPhone or using Vision Pro, but it's not the greatest. But I think over time, it will get better. So, to circle everything back, the main question is, should you buy Vision Pro? And my answer is maybe. Maybe you should, maybe you shouldn't. I don't think this is something that you can recommend people to buy, but it's at the same time, you can't recommend not them to buy at the same time. Like, you can't just say, no, don't buy it, but you can't say buy it either. Because I feel like you have to be invested on this fundamental step of the long haul experience. And this is something that you have to decide for yourself. This long haul experience, I'm definitely down to do. This is the decision that you have to make, and you have to kind of just sit down and decide, do I want to try Apple Vision Pro? Do I want to have this $3,500 product? Do I want to go and upgrade storage? Do I want to do these things and step into that journey? And if you want to try it for 14 days, feel free to do that. They give you that 14-day window. And if you're not satisfied with that, then you can go ahead and return it and get your money back. But I feel like kind of once you start to just sit and think and marvel with this product, you may feel like, oh yeah, I've made the best decision. You may feel like, no, I feel like I didn't make the best decision, and it was $3,500, and I can use that money for something else, which is totally understandable. Trust me, I wasn't the most excited when I heard the price. My parents weren't either, some friends of mine weren't either. But the reason why I was so invested in Apple Vision Pro is because this is my first experience to try out a first gen product. And I'm going through this experience for me, for you guys, and to tell about with my friends and family about my journey with this first generation product of Apple Vision Pro. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Elijah Plus today. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts, your opinions, your everything about what you want me to talk about more about Apple Vision Pro, what do you want to hear more about Apple Vision Pro, and your questions and concerns. This has been Lessons in Technology, and I'll see you in another video.